So I want to talk about clarity, about what that next step in your career looks like. Because sometimes we just don't know, do we? We get so busy doing the job that we don't think about what it is that's going to come next. We don't think about is what we want to do. What does success look like for us? So getting clear is really powerful, because once you get clear about what it is you want to do next, then that helps you take the right action at the right time. If we're not clear about it, then what happens is we get stuck where we are, or we take the wrong action, which is almost worse, and what can be worse. But it definitely sort of holds us where we are when we're not really clear about what it is that we want to do. So I really would like to encourage you to take a little bit of time, just take a bit of time out of your schedule, and actually sit down and work it through, because it's really vital that you do take that time to reflect, because we're so busy that you don't often take the time to think about what you really want to do. And I'd really encourage you to take some time to really think about it, deeply think about it. And I'm going to talk you through five things that you can think about that will help you make that decision on what your next job is. So my 5 steps to clarity. Number 1 is get to know your why. So what's your purpose? Why do you do what you do in life in general? So think about your values, for example. What values have you got? What are your passions? What things drive you? What is it you really want? So get to grips with, spend a bit of time on really delving into who you are, because sometimes the person that we really are isn't reflected by the job that we do, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be. But getting clear on who you are, what your values are, will really help you understand what organisation you want to work in, because you'll want to make sure that they've got the same values that you've got. You want to make sure that they're going in the right direction, that you believe in them, and because that will really help you fit in with it. It'd be the right culture for you, it'd be the right outcomes for you, it'd be the right job for you. So really think deeply about, what are your values around integrity, around honesty, around sustainability, maybe it's more commerciality, whatever it is. There's no right or wrong here. This is about you understanding yourself, because this first step will help you think about the right environment for the job that you want to look for. The second thing to think about is success. But what does success look like for you? Because success is different for everybody, and there's no right or wrong here. But sometimes we don't always know what success looks like for us. What is it we're ultimately aiming for? How will we know when we get there? How will we feel successful? What is it that will make you feel successful? So again, have a think about your priorities in life. Do your priorities revolve around your family and being there for them? Or do they revolve around, being in the right environment, whether that's a commercial environment, whether that's an office environment, whether that's working from home, whether that's working outdoors somewhere? What are your priorities? And also think about your priorities with regards to like status or money, or is it about flexibility? For some people, success is earning £1 million, but for other people, it's not about the money, it's about the time or the impact that they're making. So what is it that's right for you? And then think about the skills that you've got, the skills that you've built up over the years, and then perhaps the skills that you want to have. What is it you'd like to learn? What is it you've always wanted to do? Think about, when you think about those skills, which of those do you actually enjoy? What is it that you actually enjoy doing? What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? And what are your ambitions? Are your ambitions to be rich, to have better status, to maybe make a bigger impact? So have a think about all of these things and pull them together to determine, what does success look like for you? You have to be careful here, because you might think, I want £1 million, but if I have to work 50-hour weeks to get it, then it's not that important. So which is most important? Yes, I want to have enough money, but I also want this flexibility. So it's important that you just identify these things, so when you go looking for that next job, that all fits around what you need and what you want. So the third thing on my list is about understanding you and your skills. So we're so busy doing sometimes, as I said, that we just sort of forget what we've done, and we don't always track it. We don't always realize what's going on. So make yourself a list, write down all the things that you can do, all the skills that you've got, all of them. It will be a very long list. But when you've got that skills of things, it'll help you understand what your capabilities are, what you are good at. There might be some skills there that you haven't used for a little while, but that you'd like to use. And then once you've got this list, look at the list and think, okay, which of these do I really enjoy doing? So I'm good at it and I enjoy doing it. And then think, okay, I'm good at this, but actually I don't really enjoy doing it. I don't want to do it. And narrow it down to the things that you are good at, that you enjoy doing, and that somebody else could make use of in a job that you apply for. So review the list that you end up with and look for the jobs that give you what you enjoy doing and what you're good at. And then the fourth thing is to gather the evidence. So this is all about noticing what you have actually achieved. So we were just talking about skills, but this is more about outcomes, about results. So things that you've actually achieved in your career. Now, first thing is to think about the industries that you've been in, the sectors that you've been in, perhaps the role type that you've been in, whether it's been like a project manager type role or an admin assistant type role or a transformation type role. You know, what are the types of roles and areas that you've been in, and the experience that you've got. So, you know, are you a capable leader? You know, are you good at accounting? Are you good at time management? Think of all of these things, but it's very, you really need to think specifically about outcomes. What are the achievements that you've actually, you know, the good results that you've had? And when you list those things down, look at them and think, which ones of those really excited you? Which ones did you love doing? Which ones made you feel really proud of what you did? Because you can use this then to think about what job that you want. So the fifth thing and final step here is to pull all of these together and actually establish what that next step is. So take all of these previous points. So we're talking about, who are you? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? What would you really like to be doing? What are you passionate about? What does success look like for you? What do you want to achieve out of your career long term? What are the skills that you've got that you want to keep doing? What are the achievements that you've made that make you excited and proud? And pull that all together to think, okay, I now know what I want to do. Let me go and find a job that does this. Now, sometimes this is really easy because it's maybe just the next step up in the chain that you're already in. Maybe it's just your manager's job that you want to go for. And it might be your manager's job at this organisation, or it might be that equivalent job at another organisation. Don't be scared to move on and leave. It'll be just as good where you go as it is now. Don't be scared to move on. But sometimes it's not that easy, because sometimes you think that isn't the job that I want to do. And sometimes it might even be, you might even have decided now through going through this process that you actually want to work in a different industry, or you want to completely change direction with the job role that you've got. And that's okay. You have to know that that's what you want to do, and then take steps to do it. Don't leave it any longer. We always think it's never the right time to actually make that change, but now is always the right time. And there will be challenges. There will be challenges about maybe having to take a sideways move to move into a different industry. Maybe you need to get the support from your family. You know, it might be that you're not ready to do it quite now, but decide to do it and make a plan of how you're going to get there. But do make that plan and do make that decision, and then take some kind of action, no matter how small. Don't just sit back. Do the exercise, but don't just sit back, because nothing will change if you do that. So make a decision, take a small step. So this is all about using all of this information to get clear about what that next step will be for you, and then take some kind of action. Because if you don't take action, nothing will change.